Do your kids have a theme to their name, like starts the same letter, ending, rhymes, anything like that? If so, what is it? My girls both have two E's in their first names because I have two E's in my first name. And then my son, I didn't want to do the E thing with him, so I did two middle names because his dad doesn't have any middle name, and it kind of just made up for it. Do your kids have a theme to their name?
Okay, so here's where my family gets a little weird. Okay, so my husband and I, we have two boys together. They are Atticus and Caden. Now, their middle names are Matthew and Lee. And my husband's name is Matthew Lee. So we have Atticus Lee, sharing the same middle name as his dad. And then Caden Matthew, his middle name is his dad's first name, Matthew. Well, it wasn't until after Caden was born, it was like a couple months later, that we realized my stepdaughter, my husband's real daughter, her name is Emma Coles. Well, the last name starts with a C, so her initials are EMMA. Well, her name is Emma, E. My husband's name is Matthew, M. I'm Melissa, M. Atticus is A. And Caden is a C. So our initials spell out.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
We actually have a family theme with our names where all of us have first and last names starting with a K. My name is Christina, and I've always loved the fact that my name started with a K. And when I met my husband, whose name is Kellen, it just happened to start with a K, and he also has a last name that starts with a K. So we got married and instantly became the K family. When we started having kids, I didn't necessarily look at only K names, but I was still obsessed with the letter K and fell in love with Caden pretty quickly, and there's no way I was spelling it with anything other than a K. So that pretty much sealed the deal, because when we got pregnant with our second son, there was no turning back at that point. And so I fell in love with the name Connor with a K, so his name is Connor. One thing I did do is the fact that we all have first and last names starting with a K is I wanted all of our middle initials to be unique, so we all have our own middle.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
My kids almost had a theme to their name, and it was going to be awesome. But my wife shut me down. I was going to name my oldest boy Coat and my youngest boy Hagen. That way when she's at the ballpark and all that and the little other ball moms and everything, oh, which one is yours? My wife could look at them and be like, Copenhagen. And it was just going to be awesome. But she didn't find that near as funny as I did.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like?
Well, I don't have kids, but my parents did this. So my sister Ashley was conceived in an Ashley furniture store. My brother Denny was conceived in a Denny's parking lot. My name is Mercedes. I was conceived in a Mercedes Benz. So yeah, kinda that's the theme.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like?
Okay, so it's not really like a theme per se, and I don't know, I think it's cute. Some people think it's cute, some people are just like, okay. My first kid's name is Austin, starts with an A. So when we had our daughter, we named her McKenna, and it just so happened that her name, McKenna, in the middle of the alphabet. So when we got pregnant with our third, I told my husband it has to be a Z, because I had a dream that the baby's name started with a Z, and I told them that I loved them from A to Z. So his name is Zane. So we've got beginning, middle, and end of the alphabet. And then I got pregnant again and ruined my whole I love you from A to Z. So I don't know what we're going to do this time. But that's what I went with when I named my third. He had to have a name that started with a Z so I could tell them I love you from A to Z.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like starts the same letter, ending?
Yep, all of my kids' names start with an A and have a Y in it, and they're named after my favorite movie, my favorite TV show, and my favorite book, a character in there. My oldest is named August. She's named after the movie August Rush. My middle is Arizona. She's named after Arizona Robbins in Grey's Anatomy. And my youngest is Atticus. He's named after Atticus from the book To Kill a Mockingbird.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like?
So if my color-coded Easter baskets didn't let you know this is going to be a thing for me, it is.
All of our kids have 6 letters in their names, and all of their names end in N. It wasn't intentional. We were only going to have 2 kids. Our oldest was Caden, and the only name we could agree on for our second son was Waylon, and that was that, and it worked, and they flew together, and that was great. And then we had 2 babies, and I felt like we just had to keep it going, especially when we had our 3rd boy. So they all end in N, they all have 6 letters, and then I also was so particular that I didn't want them all to end in the same N ending, if that makes sense. So we have E-N, O-N, I-N, and A-N at the end for Caden, Waylon, Corbin, and Harlan.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like starts the same letter, ending?
So my name is Jessica Michelle. My husband is Joseph Matthew. My oldest daughter is Jordan Mackenzie. My middle daughter is Jaden May. And the baby is JC Madison. It's all fun and games until one of them pisses me off, and then I'm yelling at all of them before I finally get the right name out.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
You want to talk about themes? Let's talk about themes. My parents decided to have 3 kids and have all their names start with the same letter. You know what letter they chose? The letter K. They went with the letter K. You thought it couldn't get worse, huh? This is what my dad named the group chat.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like starts the same letter?
Christopher, Christian, Colton, Kara, Kyla, Christopher, Kingston, Kensington, Crimson, Collins, Kierslin, Knightley, Crusade.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
My oldest son is Damon. His little brother is Stefan. And here in a couple months, there will be Matt.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
I absolutely do, although it didn't start out that way. And not very many people have ever caught on. My son is almost 12 and my daughter is almost 10, and only one person has ever caught on and had to ask me, did you choose this on purpose? I have a Lucas and I have a Haley. Now, I couldn't go the full Monty and do Lucas Eugene, but we did go with Haley Jade, which some of you will recognize is eerily close to Haley James.
Do your kids have a theme to their name?
I don't have kids, but my brother and I don't have a theme either. But I grew up with a family who had 3 kids, and they were all named after assassinated presidents. So it was Lincoln, McKinley, and Kennedy. And then we can't forget that Garfield was assassinated, so they got a cat named Garfield to like finish it out.
Do your kids have a theme to their name, like starts the same letter, ending?
So I only have one baby, but there's definitely a theme going on with her name and her parents' names. My name is Maricruz. Her dad's name is Rosalino. As you can tell, they're very frijol names, very Mexican names. So we weren't about to name her Ashley or Emily or what's another white name. She also has a very Mexican name. Her name is Citlali. It means star in Nahuatl. It's in Aztec language that I don't speak, but her dad and her dad's family does speak. Porque se imaginan los papás con el pinche nopal en la frente y que la niña salga con que me llamo Amy, me llamo Claire. Like, what kind of shit is that? I'm very happy with my little Aztec princess. My little frijolito. ¿Verdad, mamás? 100% sangre mexicana, ¿verdad, mamás?